doing no intros today. I am pissed off. Pardon me if it's a fucking delay in the system that not only has the college football playoff stopped Florida State from making the playoff, they're also stopping me right now from saying what the hell I got to say. I ain't doing no introduction today. I said that in the opening. We're going to get straight to it. Shout out to everybody who show us love. Make sure you guys go on SeatGeek, DCFB Nation. That'll get you 20% off on your next whatever you're trying to do. Nino.
What up?
Let's get into some rapid-fire one-liners. I am just in a bad mood today. We just going to have to get this shit off our chest the way we know how, man. Washington defeats Oregon 34-31 in the Pac-12 championship. Nino, give me your one-liner.
Bo Nix never wins a title. Sad day for me. But Kalen DeBoer outcoaches Dan Lanning again.
Liberty, CFB Nation had boots on ground there. Me and Mike were there. They defeat New Mexico State 49-35 in the Conference USA Championship. And Liberty gets a New Year's Six bowl bid.
Caden Salt is a problem. But Quentin Cooley is the knockout punch. But they can't stop a nosebleed.
No.
And that's going to be a problem. They got to find some defense fast.
Yeah. Especially when Bo Nix is coming to town.
Yeah, it's his last go-round. He going to put up 50.
Some defense immediately. SMU defeats Tulane 26-14 in the AAC Championship. Give me your one-liner, Nino.
Freshman quarterback Kevin Jennings took over as the new kid in school like AC Slater and Saved by the Bell.
Hey, let's get it.
SMU got a quarterback problem, and they got it in a good way.
I can dig it. Florida State defeats Louisville 16-6 in the ACC championship game. Nino, give me your one-liner.
Listen to how I say this. Brandon Feisky single-handedly took over this game. 9 tackles, 3 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss. Dumb. Louisville shit their pants the last 2 weeks of college football.
That's accurate. Michigan defeats Iowa in the Big Ten championship as Harbaugh makes his return 26-0. Nino, one-liner.
I got a couple because this is gross. It completely sums up the shit conference the Big Ten is. 0 points in the conference championship game. Get the fuck out of here.
And you called that. Oh, by the way. I thought they'll be able to fight, but clearly they can't.
Give me Jay Higgins over Junior Colston. 22 completions for 147 yards. Come on, son. JJ's first round.
Yeah, that game was extremely difficult to watch. And it goes back to a conversation you and I had a while ago. We were talking about the Pac-12 versus the Big Ten. Big Ten being super top-heavy, and it's really a division-heavy. But they'll get some help from the Pac-12 next season. Texas defeats Oklahoma State in a choke of a Big 12 championship, 49-21, and advances to the college football playoff.
Nobody believed me. I stood on my fucking business since week 1.
You did.
Texas is back. But Oklahoma State had no business being in the Big 12 championship.
No, I will agree with that. Alabama defeats almighty Georgia in the SEC championship 27-24 and advanced to the college football playoff.
The schedule down the stretch for the Bulldogs was tough. The last one stung. But Alabama out Georgia for the dub.
All right, Nino. It's about to be a real sensitive subject. I'm ready about to take layers off. Did the committee get this right and let this be known? No notes from me. Go ahead.
See, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to play a devil advocate because I see both sides of the fence. But everybody's got their asses in a tizzy, a hair across their ass. They're all worked up. But did they have that same damn energy in 2004 when Auburn went 13-0 and got smoked and didn't get an invite to the BCS championship? I don't think so. I didn't hear a damn thing. Jason Campbell was begging and pleading. Tommy Tuberville begging and pleading. Nobody gave a shit. But now, because it's, the new year, 2023, shiny new thing, what have you done for me? Now everybody's on the train. And I get that. Okay, cool. But there's a lot of factors in this. And the committee covered their ass. I'm sorry. You may not like it, but that number 4 stipulation at the bottom that says key players being out can change the outcome, or coaches being out as well can change the outcome of the decision. Yo, they couldn't score a passing touchdown in 2 weeks. Nothing. Oh, this last game, they had, 40, 55 yards total? Yes, they won on the back of that defense and one running back that showed up in this game. Because if he don't show up, I don't even know if this is a conversation we're even talking about, because this was ugly. The thing is, and this is where I think the committee kind of screwed up. You should have put them, if you didn't believe in them, right? Like, obviously you didn't. Then you should have dropped them last week in a week to say, prove me that you're good enough to be here, right? But they didn't have a nutsack, because I don't think that they believed that Alabama was going to win the game. I truly don't. But in the go around of things, I'm gonna let you talk for a second, and then we're gonna come back to. I got a couple more points. Go ahead, you talk for a minute, because I know.
And for the first time in college football playoff history, an undefeated P5 team did not make the college football playoff. For the first time in college football playoff history. I am so glad you mentioned the 04 season. What happened in 2004? It was computers. It's the reason why we left the computers, because it was computers. And everybody said, well, what if we had a playoff and actual humans were doing this? Because if you look back at 04, you had Oklahoma. Auburn was deserving to be in a national championship. You're 100% correct. People don't have that same tone. But if there was a college football playoff, it would have been Utah, who was done incorrectly as well. Nobody talks about that. Mm-hmm. It would have been Auburn. It would have been Oklahoma. And it would have been USC in the 14 college football playoff.
But Utah was undefeated, though.
Utah
right?
was undefeated.
Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
Yeah. They were undefeated. Boom. But that's a great point. That was not right. That Jason Campbell and them. Also, 01 Oregon. Also, there was another team as well. 2008 Texas.
Right.
Is another example of that. I believe that even if Jordan Travis was healthy, Nino, they still wouldn't have made the college football playoff.
No.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
You believe that because of what you've seen lately.
And shout out to your boy Jake Cream. He said it so correctly. He didn't say what I'm about to say. The goalposts are moving as it pertains to the college football playoff. Because if you use the logic that you're using today or yesterday, the selection committee used, if they used that very same logic last year, Alabama should have gotten in over TCU. If they're using that very same logic.
Yeah, they're using the same logic, but there's a thing in the background that nobody's talking about. It's ratings. Ratings.
Oh, yeah, ratings matter.
TCU was the hottest thing since sliced bread. Yes, they lost the game, but everybody fell in love with the darling.
Yeah.
Florida State's not a darling to anybody
except for people
in Florida State.
Did they not win a championship in a bowl coalition era in 1993? Did they not win one of the earliest BCS championships in 1999? Did they not win the last BCS championship in 2013? It's not right for the faithful in Tallahassee. And shout out for you, Nino, because you got a Florida State shirt on, man. My man.
I'm doing it, because, everybody's pissed. My guy Prue, he's a good, Florida State man. He's a good friend of mine over at Titles. Like I said, I'm 50-50 here. And the thing is...
And you stay consistent on that. I wish a lot of people could see our group chat. You have stayed 50-50. You're doing what you're supposed to do as far as presenting the other side of this, and I appreciate you for doing it.
Well, look at it. Like, today, the line opened up at 12.5, which speaks volumes to me for this, right? Because if Georgia goes out, which I truly think they're going to smoke them by more than 3 touchdowns,
right,
then everything that we're talking about today will be goddamn silent the next day, because they'll prove that they didn't really belong there. Because do you think that they would have been less than 12-point underdog to any team that's in the college football playoff right now?
No.
I don't even think this game would be close.
100%.
People would be tuning out.
If somehow, some way, some shape, some form, I know we're looking at a miracle, right? Because Florida State defense has the makeup to do it. What happens if they beat Georgia?
Then we can have this conversation again and say, yeah, they messed up. But I don't think they do. Here's the thing, because
I'm with you there. They don't. They
look,
don't.
Without even defensively without Florida, right, or Louisville, who pooped themselves literally last 2 weeks.
Right.
They didn't have to take
bad loss and losing the pit.
Yeah, they didn't have to take away the playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State took away the playmakers on their own because they couldn't get them the ball. Now you're looking at putting the whole Ohio State in this, okay? The top 6-7 teams in the country. Right now, any one of them teams play Florida State, you're shutting the game off by halftime. That defense is great, but they're playing some of the best players in the country, right? Yeah, Louisville's got some Sergeant Jordan and trash, but they're not the caliber of some of the guys across the ball that are in this.
I agree with you there, 100%.
So this is some of the factors here that we're talking about. And I know people don't want to hear about it, right? I love you to death, homie. I don't believe the Jordan Travis thing. I do believe a Jordan Travis in there. It's a totally different makeup. The comment he made, I wish I would have broke my leg mid-season. No, you don't, homie. You really don't. You don't. I understand where you're coming from, the frustration to prove that these guys, yes, and they may have the heart and desire and work damn hard, but Rodemaker and the freshmen don't have what you have, homie. They don't have that talent. And that is why the committee, would everybody who's sticking up for Florida State right now, right? Would you guys be cool if it was 28-0 at the end of the first quarter? You'd be like, uh-oh.
Right. No, not at all. Just like, we turned off the national championship last year. No problem.
60 burger, right? They'll put up 60.
But let me explain to you why I believe if Jordan Travis was healthy, Florida State still wouldn't be there. Because you have it's so much politics in this sport that we love, and we deal with it because we love this shit. But come on, man. ESPN got the SEC deal starting in 2024. Yeah, let's look at the type of guy that Greg Sankey is. Even more bravado than a guy like Brett Yormark is versus Jim Phillips. Jim Phillips is a stand-up human being, bro. When me, Mike, and Moon went to ACC Media Days, we walked throughout the building. The first person to look us in our eyes and shake our hands was Jim Phillips. Everybody else looked at us like we didn't belong. So I respect that man. But at the same time, they're coming with that political correct bullshit. Greg Sankey wouldn't have came that way. He'd have put it on the table. I'm telling you right now, Greg Sankey would have put it on. How you not had the SEC in here? So that's why I fully believe that if Jordan Travis, even if he was healthy, Florida State would not have made it, bro. Because SEC was not having that. It'd have been some calls right then and there. Greg Sankey said, I dare you. I will dare you not to put us in this college football championship. And watch what happened next year.
Would everybody be as pissed if Texas didn't make it? Like if Texas didn't get put in, or Washington didn't get put in, right?
You know what? That's a great point, Nino.
I don't think so.
I don't know. And even they beat Bama head to head, right?
Right.
And so you have to go with. I don't know. Cause I think I will sit here and I will be a hypocrite if Texas didn't make it. Would I be going as hard for them? No.
If Washington didn't make it,
and it's very hypocritical. Washington.
Like if Washington didn't make it, like you know what I mean, like that they
undefeated. I just spoke up for Washington.
You know what I mean? About midway through.
Yeah, they beat Dan Lane and the Bodacious twice. I would have spoke up for Washington.
Okay, I just want to make sure because
and Florida State by and large had the worst schedule out of all of them. But I got another question for you, Nino. Dabo Swinney, they ain't doing that to Dabo Swinney. I guarantee you they wouldn't have did if Dabo Swinney was 13-0. Kane Klubnik got hurt and Helms or whatever his name is had to be the starting quarterback. They wouldn't have did that to Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, they would.
Nino.
Dabo Swinney's
you really think they would have did that to Dabo Swinney? Oh, you know
Dabo
what?
Swinney. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't think they would have done it to him. Just because some of the successes that he's had in the college football playoff over the last several years, they wouldn't have done it to Dabo.
What have you done for me lately?
Dabo's on the out. Would have put it on the table, bro.
Greg Sankey, I'm going to tell you something right now. Greg Sankey wouldn't. None of these guys are going to put it on the table no more. Yeah. You want to know why?
Why's that?
Your boy, who got castrated this weekend. Nobody's putting it on the table anymore. Brett Yormark, he got embarrassed. That boy couldn't even speak. You would think any one of these guys is going to try to put it on the table anymore?
Yeah.
Nah, that was a reality check.
But I'm telling you, if they'd have left Texas out, though, he might not have cared because of the SEC thing, but it still would have been a good night for the Big 12. He might have said something. So I don't know.
Here's my thing. You made a point.
He's as politically correct as Jim Phillips is, bro. I'm highly disappointed in you, Jim Phillips. I respect the hell out of you, but I'm highly disappointed in you.
You said that, an undefeated team has never been in the college football playoff. Had never been off, right?
Yeah.
Since this been, started.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
SEC's never been off it either.
That's a great point. That's a solid point.
Some had to change, right?
Right. And it shows you who's holding all the cards in this thing, man.
Who's gonna fall first? The SEC or the ACC?
Yeah, SEC got way more pull. And then you have the theories and people talking about, well, good thing, we're getting a 12-team play. It's gonna be worse.
No, listen, it wouldn't be worse because there'd be what would be the controversy right now? Nobody could say a damn thing. Maybe where they're ranked, right? Florida would be 5, right? Ohio 6, Ohio would be 7, right? So like Penn State would probably be in there, right? Who would care? Nobody would give a shit. Like the only people that would be bitching is Liberty because maybe they were in or maybe they wouldn't be in.
Right. But they're gonna have to read. They're gonna have to the way that we thought the playoff would go prior to this pretty much disbandment of the Pac-12. Now the Pac-2, that theory worked well, but in theory now, how is that going to work with the new structure? Because they will have to cater more, you would assume, to the SEC and the Big Ten because of the teams alone. That's why I say I think people will be unhappy regardless. However they decide to do it, I think people will be unhappy regardless.
The 2-pack's dead. Because they have no weight anymore. They're pulling a Notre Dame. They're gonna go play the Mountain West for 6 games and they're done. Like they would have to have substantial P5 victories on ranked opponents to even have any weight in this.
They would. I got a question for you, Nito. Is the ACC in trouble?
ACC's dead. ACC's dead.
Think it's dead?
It's the next Pac-12. It has nothing to do with money. It has to. Well, it does have to do with money. It has to do with the locked-in money. And how these teams are going to get around it. Florida State had the boosters already put up $100 million. When all this started, the realignment this year, they had already $100 million. They were ready to. They know they need 305, but they don't need 305 up front, and that's what everybody forgets. Yes, it's 305 or 300 and something million, but it's not all in one. It's spanned out over the course of years. Well, guess what? Yeah, you put up a big chunk, $100 million off the rip. When you get that money from the next spot you're going to, after a couple of years, you're making money. You ain't losing money no more. That payment's already done because you're making way more back from whatever conference you're going to than what you were getting in the ACC. Hence why Florida State and Clemson want outski.
It's heartbreaking. This is something that's we're gonna be talking about for days in and days out. I think when you look at it from a fan perspective and not a right or wrong or most deserving or any other analytical point. I think when you look at it purely from a fan perspective, this is the best possible college football playoff we could have got. If you just look at it purely from a fan perspective,
if you look at it,
Alabama game, it's just going to be one of the ones.
If you look at it right now, by players at position on a lineup, it's the best you can get.
Yeah, it is.
I feel bad, but those gentlemen at 2 and 3 are not as good of quarterbacks as the rest of the class of these guys that are in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
It stinks, but I mean, it is what it is, but what are you going to do?
CFB Nation is going bowling. We're starting to get the credentials are rolling in. I believe my guy Nino will be at the Army-Navy game this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I got your credential. I got it right here.
Yeah. Live from the field. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, man.
I'll be on the field. I'll be there. And I'm hoping for the Fenway Bowl. Catch BC against SMU.
Yeah, so you'll definitely be going to that one. We've been credentialed for the Celebration Bowl? Myrtle Beach Bowl just got back at us. So I'll be going down to Conway, South Carolina about a week and a half to see Ohio
doing Frisco, right?
Georgia Southern, huh?
What did Boomer say he's doing? The Frisco Bowl or something like that?
Yeah, Boomer's going to the Frisco Bowl. I got Bo Sarge is going to a couple of bowls down there, and it's one in Mobile and one in Louisiana. Same thing for SOP. So CFB Nation is going bowling. We went undefeated, of course. You know what I'm saying? The playoff committee should have put CFB Nation in there. Shout out to my guy Nino, man. I think when you look at tangible things as it pertains to CFP Nation. Nobody does more tangible work than Nino. It's not even close. It's not even remotely close. Everything you see on Twitter is done by Nino. Shout out to him. Also, shout out to Moon and D now. They kind of like the string pullers in the background. They make a lot of things happen as far as these credentials and stuff. Nino, any last words, man? I'm excited for these bowls. I'm excited to do previews for these bowls. I'm excited, man. Will this be your first time on the field this year? The entire time?
The entire time, yeah. I was on the field with BC
a
little bit. I went down for Brown, but
yeah, that's gonna be dope, man.
Yeah.
Really the only game played that week as well. So
I'm hoping to get my guy Froton. I know he's gonna be there. I believe Coach Toad's Titles will be there, so hopefully we'll run back into him and see what's good.
The Titles, man. Shout out to Coach. Definitely friends of the family.
If I put it on Twitter. If you ever think to yourself, I could run, a social media account or Twitter for any kind of sports thing, go and try it during the transfer portal. If you can survive that, you made it.
Yeah.
I've been through 3 phones and a laptop for the last 3 days, and it is very, very
How
difficult.
are you keeping up with that? I seen John Law put a great message on Twitter like, yo, I'm just looking at the rosters. I'm not keeping up with all this. Also, you didn't break the news. I just entered the transfer portal. Yeah, I think the coach is gonna see my highlights back in 01. They may take a chance on me, man. You just know.
Yo, I'll tell you, some of these accounts, bro, are just wild with this stuff. I just seen bro, any way to get Dion, right? Dion getting a divorce. They said that, now him and his girl split or whatever it may be. Now Dion's girl's in the portal, right? Like it's just
man, Dion's
they just trying to. They've
been together for some years too. But
12 years, I think.
That's the coaching lifestyle, though. And shout out to her. She was married to I believe she has a child with Kenneth Babyface Evans. I'm sorry, not Evans. So it's been a fun episode, man. We got to scream at each other for a little bit.
You were angry a few minutes ago when technology wanted.
Yeah, we were having technology issues. It was completely on me. Sorry for the late stream. I got Nino is not going to get any sleep.
Yo,
it'll be up. This is CFB Nation.
Can I hit you with a rapid fire?
Monday.
3 rapid fires. I'm gonna get you 3 rapid fires before we close this out.
Let's do it.
Just give me the thing, and then I'm gonna hit the button as soon as you're done. That's how we're gonna end it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 names. You give me three landing spots.
All right.
Kyle McCord.
I'm gonna stick to what you said. LSU.
All right. Cam Ward.
If Kyle McCord is leaving Ohio State, it has to be. I'm gonna agree with you said. I don't know though, because Ryan Day has a history of liking pocket passers, and Dante Moore is probably more of a pocket passer than Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a definitely all script type of guy. So I think they should go. I think Cam Ward should go to Ohio State, but I'm not sure. Who's the last name?
Hold on. The last thing, I'm going to drop some little news on here. I'm hearing that Ryan Day is shopping himself to the NFL, and that's why you're having a mass exodus going on in Ohio State right now. Just putting that out there. Third name, DJ Ugalagale. Where's he going?
Michigan State will be my best guess. If he enjoyed his stay, not Michigan State, where do you see him going?
They're going with the youth, baby. Aiden Childs.
Aiden Childs? I mean, you got the intel as it pertains to DJ.
DJU is going to go.
What do you? I'm sure you can't say it on screen now. We have to talk about it off screen. I know you have some intel.
He's going to Oregon.